Hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. We're here at the corner of Clark and Fullerton. It's usually where I start and stop my lives in the morning here, but we're going to do one at lunchtime. I'm working from home. How's it going? How you doing? Nice to say thanks. I'm on YouTube here. And, yeah, we got some wind today, so we'll cross the street here. I don't know how it's going to go with the wind here. Let me know if it's too hard to hear me and stuff. We'll give it a try. Yeah, it was raining this morning, so we're just in the upper 50s, like 58 degrees. There's some of the buildings there along Lakeview. This is Clark Street, and of course this is Fullerton. We'll head down Fullerton. Yeah, you know, I know there's a protest encampment in DePaul. I don't know if it's still there. We'll cruise by there anyway. We'll see some nice housing along the way. Hey, John James, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome here. We'll let people file in here on the lunch bunch. Yeah, I'm working from home today because of the rain. I saw it was going to rain, so I snagged my laptop before I left last night. Hey, Heather B, Krista, Chris, Andres, thanks everybody for tuning in here. Yeah, we're on Fullerton. Julie Reed, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, you know, I don't know if anybody catches usually when I start my lives early in the morning. If we go down Cleveland Street, this is usually where I start. I'll head straight down Fullerton. We're in Lincoln Park here. I'll try to do a live tonight on TikTok because I know people were looking for me this morning. I messaged my moderators to let them know that I wasn't gonna be streaming this morning because of the weather. Here's Cleveland Street here. But yeah, we'll head over to DePaul. I want to see if there's still a tent encampment over there, you know. And look, here's George Estes. They have these monuments for World War II veterans. Here's one here on Fullerton in Cleveland. Here we pointed out sometimes George Estes will go down Fullerton because there's such nice housing here. Hubert, how's it going? Chris, Michael, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I know the weather's crazy. Yeah, the weather was windy and rain. I could have dodged between the rain, but you know, I think people would understand there. Thanks Natalie and everybody. Robert, two Roberts. We got Robert Montgomery, Robert Murphy. Yeah, Andres, sorry if I missed anybody there. Day's going okay. I've been working from home. I've been listening to the American Planning Association National Conference's online versions going on. They had the last month in Minneapolis. I belong to the American Planning Association. I'm a certified planner, American Institute of Certified Planners. That's my professional certification. Just like if you were an architect, you'd be AIA, American Institute of Architects, or an engineer, you'd be a professional engineer. You get these credentials after your name. I got to do professional credits to maintain my certification, so I've been taking ethics and law, keeping up on all the law, the changing law to deal with zoning, and New York City's enacting price controls on people entering Manhattan. That's very controversial. The governor of New York signed off on that, along with the current mayor of New York City. So if you drive in Manhattan south of 60th Street, you have to pay a fee. Of course, that's very controversial in New York. Other previous administrations, Bloomberg and Cuomo, tried to enact that and failed, and there's already lawsuits against it. So we'll see how that goes. Just trying to encourage people to use transit. You saw last night how, you know, and I didn't realize, dummy me, that Biden was in town in Chicago and there were protesters at the Carton. Now I understand why people kept saying they wanted me to go to the Palmer House Hilton. I didn't realize that's where President Biden was yesterday. I guess he was in the burbs and suburbs, and then he came to downtown Chicago. That's why traffic was so bad yesterday. But you see how bad traffic gets with just a little event like that. It can set traffic back so much. But there were protesters in front of the Palmer House Hilton yesterday. Of course, it's tied to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, and so that's why we'll head over to DePaul. I just want to see if there's still a protest tent encampment in the quadrangle there, and we get to go past this beautiful housing along the way here. since I'm working from home. I haven't had a chance to go over here during when I'm working downtown. So hey, thanks everybody. Hey, thanks Rochelle. Thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for joining here. Yeah, welcome to the Lunch Bunch. Yeah, I'm trying to, you know, get more people to watch here on YouTube. We had a good audience there yesterday for the sailboats. We met James last night on the lakefront path, and James joins in, or you can watch the reruns. I know he might be, I think he's going to go to Vegas anyway. That's what he said last night, so he might be traveling. But here, look, we're on Fullerton here. These beautiful townhomes and row houses here. And across the street, look at these beautiful brick buildings. Yeah, last night was fun. We checked out the beach there. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? We're saying hello. And yeah, we'll just take a little walk through Lincoln Park, the heart of Lincoln Park here in the middle of the day here. We'll see what's happening, and thanks for coming along for the ride, everybody. How you doing there? Hawkwind, how you doing there? Yeah. Hawkwind Drone Works. Yeah, check out Hawkwind Drone Works. Angel, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. Thanks for waving there. Rochelle, Christopher, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in, Christopher Dotson. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, may you live in interesting times. You know, is it not lost on anybody else? I know, you know, I can talk about. I try to shy away from politics on TikTok for my moderator's sake, and it's just that forum is just impossible with the comments and the, you know how with the comments we deal with on TikTok. I feel more comfortable on YouTube. We have to talk about the world as it is, not as we want it to be, and I have to touch upon political issues because cities themselves are political, and transportation, urban planning issues are political, and protests at DePaul are political, and you know, we got to cover these things. And so isn't it interesting that, you know, the president has really struggled to maintain his campaign promises, and he's forgiven student debt, which is, you know, a good thing. And isn't it interesting that the same, you know, he's trying to reach out to the college age kids, and now they're protesting his own administration because of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and they are stopping, you know, pushing back against Israel now, against stopping the weapons shipments. Israel's angry at the U.S. now because they here we got some wind here, and I'm trying to promote one side or the other. I'm just stating the issues. This is the framework. And so, once again, you know, and I'm sure, you know, most probably, you know, I don't know how this is going to play out for the, we'll see what the situation is by the Democratic Convention here in Chicago. And that's what the concern is. Are these protests going to continue? They were protesting President Biden at the Palmer House Hilton yesterday. I could have went over there, but I didn't know what was going on. I didn't get a message until I was walking. I was already home, and if that would have happened during my lunchtime, we could have walked over there. But we'll go over to DePaul. We'll see if these tents are. I know they cleared out the tents at University of Chicago, and the police did, and the police cleared out the tents in Columbia. Further down in New York University, I think. I don't know, and other cities. And so we'll cut down to Belden here. I should have cut through this. We can cross down to Halstead here. But hey, how's it going, Anna Marie? Yeah, that's hard. I know that's hard, Christopher Dotson. I don't want to lose my TikTok account. I lost my first account at 38,000. I know I can relate. And that had nothing to do with me talking about Paul. That had me walking past. I can say it here on YouTube. I have a hard time saying it on. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Thanks for saying hello there. That's good. So let's see. I walked past a marijuana dispensary on TikTok, and I honestly believe that's why my TikTok was deleted the first time, because it happened twice after that, walking past the exact same establishment. Isn't that amazing? And you know, I got to be really careful not to even film them on TikTok, but YouTube's much more forgiving. And even though it's legal in Illinois, TikTok doesn't like it. But, you know, same with political things. You know, people have asked me Second Amendment questions. I've gotten temporary suspensions for that. The perils of live streaming are legion, as we all know. And here we are on Halstead here, the Lincoln Commons. This is a beautiful building. I failed to point it out. Let me cross the street here if I can, to kind of showcase. See, here's the DePaul University School of Music here. We've walked through here before on other lives. Look at that building there with the... But yeah, see, this whole... These corner buildings here, the Lincoln Commons that used to be there, or the Children's Hospital used to be where Lincoln Commons is. This is Halstead Street. We'll head down to Belden here, and we'll go over to DePaul. Yeah, well, we'll see. You know, the Congress just, or not, yeah, they're attempting to reschedule. It is a Schedule 1 drug, or Schedule 3 drug instead of Schedule 1. And that was the problem. It was grouped with really bad things like heroin and LSD, and now it's more with like ketamine and steroids, anabolic steroids, things that people are prescribed all the time, and more for the medical drugs, you know, but which, you know, is how it was treated with medical cannabis and things like that. So, but yeah, we'll see how it's going there. But yeah, Ohio legalized. Of course, they're delaying it. They're their own. I got friends in Ohio. They're keeping me posted about that, and they're delaying the rollout because the people against it are pushing back against it, even though it passed. But yeah, I followed normal. I'm a hippie. I remember the 90s, and that's why I remind people that even under the Bill Clinton administration, even though he didn't hail, they would throw you in jail. Because it was still the draconian anti-marijuana laws in the 2000s were really bad too. They threw Chami Chong in jail. Here's DePaul University. Here's a map of DePaul University. There, DePaul University. So we'll sneak in. They might even have this quad all blocked off. I have not been this way since this stuff started. It might all be cleared out. I don't know. We'll show some housing along the way. I'm missing all the comments here. Yeah, it's always 420 somewhere. You get it. Yeah, that's I'm glad. That's why, you know, positive, negatives, everything. Let's celebrate the progress we've made so far. And are things better than they used to be? Hopefully. Are things ideal? No. Same with other issues. The pendulum swings back and forth, and we go through eras of prohibition and loosening of public tolerance. You know, it's like, you know, as you're not hurting somebody else, if you're hurting yourself, that's your own personal choice, you know. And but the culture wars continue. The culture wars continue. This election has a lot to do with culture wars too. But you know, and that's why, you know, here we're at Dayton Street, Dayton and Belton. They call these the McCormick row houses. There's the McCormick row houses here. You see this is on the edge of DePaul University. You can see these on Fullerton here when you head towards the Fullerton stop on the brown, red, and purple lines. They got row houses like this, and we're on Belton, just 1 block south. They got these beautiful brownstones and gray stones across the way here. A lot of university professors and students live in this housing, and they decorate it so nice for Halloween. Here you can see the McCormick row houses. These are historic row houses here, built in the 1880s, 1890s. And yeah, never trust somebody that doesn't inhale. A true politician, you know, kind of tried to run the needle, you know, thread the needle there with an invasive asher. We knew he was, what do they call it? You know, Bill Clinton was always giving evasive answers. Think of the Monica Lewinsky trial. But We're all over the place today here. Hey, look at those stained glass windows. Look at that. There's the L going by. See, so the L runs right through DePaul University. It's really convenient between the Fullerton and Armitage stops to get to DePaul University. Here's some student housing right here. Here's some of the dorms. You see how they got the blue. They got the blue emergency call buttons there if you need them for student safety here. And the campus kind of seamlessly blends in with the neighborhood. It's hard to tell where the campus starts and the neighborhood begins sometimes. The definition of the word is, yeah, what's the meaning of is? You know, it's like lawyers, you know, they parse everything and everything goes to the Supreme Court now. Here's a nice ball field. We've gone by this ball field before. Yeah, the semantics. All semantics. Think of all the books that have been written on semantics, not even like law books. But yeah, the evil eye. Watch out for the evil eye. So they call this Wishfield, home of DePaul soccer. Okay. And I've climbed up there. They don't have the gate open. They had a women's softball game going on one time, and we filmed that. I don't know if that was on my original count or this one. There are the Jets in the area. Yeah, see, they got DePaul sports here. They got the women's sports, the men's sports here. DePaul Blue Demons. And here we'll go under the L tracks here and head over to the main quad there. I want to see if there's anything still set. I don't even know if I'll be able to walk through there. We'll see how close we can get. And I'm doing it, this is more as like a journalist, just to kind of document what's going on a moment in time here as we head into this fraud election year. And we got all these political hot button issues, these international wars and conflicts that we as America are always going to get drawn into because we're the one indispensable nation, global superpower, leader of NATO. That's the Ukraine-Russian conflict. And then the Mideast conflict. Oh my God. You know, this conflict that's been going on forever and since biblical times and will continue. We got some credible credible ground to stand on. Look how the Iraq war, I remember protesting against the Iraq war. Look how many innocent civilians we killed in that war. And we went, you know, trying to go after Osama bin Laden. We went after Saddam Hussein, and Bush shifted the whole focus there. But here's here we'll film the statue here. We're at DePaul University. They got the nice cobblestone intersection here. Here's the student center, so we'll film the a 20th century priest. What are you doing for justice there? Yeah, there's Monsignor John J. Egan, the statue here at DePaul University. People went here, you recognize, you know exactly where we're at here. We're at Belton, Sheffield. And so, yeah, it looks like students are heading to class here. DePaul University's class is still in session here. We'll head down to Hallowed Halls here. You looking for a house for sale in Halstead and Armitage? So we'll get to Halstead and Armitage eventually. I want to head down to that nice commercial strip there where the Old Town School folk music is. See, we're up here on Belton and Fullerton. There's the L going by. You hear the L going by? Look at that through the trees there. Sounds and scenes of the city here. The rumble of the train there going through the campus. There's the Red Bull car. Maybe they're handing out free Red Bulls at the quad here. Yeah, hopefully the Ark of Justice, you know, slowly, what do they call that? I always misquote Dr. Martin Luther King. The Ark of Justice eventually, or the long history of the Ark of Justice bends towards freedom or something like that. I'm butchering the quote there, but you know what I'm talking about. So here we're at Belton and Kenmore. I think one more block here we'll cross over and we'll try to hit this quad. I want to see if there's still any tents over here. And I think the library's around here, and then Fullerton's up this way. And Belton's one way here, so just join when we're in Chicago. We got about 58 degrees. We're on the campus of DePaul University. And even though I live in this neighborhood, I don't get over this way too much. Here's the Hall of Sciences. DePaul University Hall of Science. It's a nice building. Michael J. O'Connell Hall. There, yeah. So I remember this brutalist modernist building here, which you can take this path and it'll lead you right to the main quad up here. They had those solar panels there where you can plug in your phone and charge them there. We'll see if those are still there. They have all those tables out there. The nice communal quad there. They got a nice. Let me show you this garden over here. It's nice that some of these buildings have really nice gardens with sculptures and things in them. There, help each other. Yeah, help each other out here. Look at this nice ground cover. They got a bird feeder and a bird bath and some crazy sculpture there. Let's zoom in here and see that sculpture. DePaul University area. There, the L still going by there. Look at the ivy. Look how much ivy I am. There, so I wasn't zoomed out all the way. Let me show you this ivy covering this building here. But here, yeah, let's cross the street here. Bell. And again, you know, I see both sides of this issue. You know, all these issues are complex. Of course, I'm against genocide. I'm against. I'm pretty much a pacifist. But it's a complex issue. I know Hamas has problems. You got to separate Hamas from the Palestinian people, but it's hard when they're all intermixed. And Israel can be overly aggressive at times. And that's the crux of this dilemma. So here I'll kind of try not to be too loud walking through here. And we're just going to kind of walk through and film a protest encampment here at DePaul University. This is Chicago, and they might not want me here, so I'll try to remind people I live in this neighborhood. I'm part of this community too, because I live in Lincoln Park. I'm not an outsider. I live in Chicago, been here for 26 years. I did not go to DePaul University. I went to the University of Cincinnati. We were sports rivals to DePaul. We were in the same sports conference. And look at these interesting freedom of speech. I'm all for freedom of speech, right for people to protest. And so I'll just, like a journalist, I'll just document this. And here's the protest encampment protesting the genocide in the Middle East here. And here, I'll kind of get quiet here. Look, Free Palestine. Let's see, let me get this banner over here. Yeah, that's it. You know, you can't just have little talking points. Look at this. So I think the major, you know, why this protest is going on, they're trying to get the universities to divest their investments from investing in Israel and the military-industrial complex that profits from the war machine, you know. And yeah, there's people in these tents right now. There's a little library in there. They got it. I guess there was rain this morning, so I can hear people inside of these tents. There's a Puerto Rican flag, Palestinian flag. See, look, Israel bombs DePaul plays. That's essentially what. There's some bananas there. But if you just join, we're in Chicago. This is a anti-war protest encampment here, support of the Palestinians, and in DePaul University. Yeah, it shows you, you know, these are the conflicts of the modern age. You know, corporate money gets wrapped up into everything, and university endowments have ballooned as the stock market has ballooned, as the Federal Reserve has increased all assets. You know, where does it start and end, you know? How's it going? How you doing? How you doing? And again, they cleared out this encampment. There was a similar, probably larger encampment in the University of Chicago, and the police, you know, confronted them. Here, look, they got there might be a media relations area over here, and free Gaza. Look at this. So this is look at this. We'll show some of these freedom of speech messages here. Again, I'm all for freedom of speech here. No more U.S. tax on either Israel occupation. Where's America's conscience? Restore our laws. And you see how it's, you know, look at that. There's some stuff in Arabic. DePaul Liberation Zone. Here we go. This is the DePaul Liberation Zone. Many university campuses had these. They were cleared out. UCLA's were cleared out. Columbia University, they took over some buildings. But here, you see how large this is here at DePaul University. There's the first aid tent. Here, let's head over this way. So here's these solar panel charging stations that they had here. And people united will never be defeated. Okay. So let's see what it looks like from Fullerton here. Let's go out into Fullerton. This is, yeah, they got some of the messages on the wall here, so people driving by. Here's an interesting sign here. See, it shows you how complex the issue is. You know, this is not necessarily anti-Jewish. It's anti the current administration of Israel, which, just like Hamas, is different than the Palestinian people. The current Netanyahu administration is, there's a lot of people within Israel. He's a controversial figure within Israel itself. Israel itself, he has corruption charges himself that he was facing. This war kind of gave him second life. He's using the war as a distraction. He knows, Netanyahu knows that when the war ends, he'll be put on trial for other things, including the prosecution of the war. So, you know, it's a very complex issue. Look at this, DePaul University. This is historic. I mean, look at this. You see, they got this blocked off here. This is the main entrance to the quad here. And where's America's conscience in the genocide? Natives stand with Palestine. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Native Americans who could certainly relate. You know, think about the Wounded Knee in the 70s when the U.S. military flew fighter planes over the Sioux reservation there. You know, Leonard Pelter's still in jail. You know, I know now I'm mixing some of my own causes with these causes, but free Palestine. See, these are really interesting signs here. I don't know what this name is, but here we'll head right through here again. Hey, so if you just got here, Amy, we're at DePaul University, and we're just walking through. I wanted to document this as like a journalist. I'm trying to stay, you know, just for, this is an important newsworthy story that this protest is still going on here, this tent encampment, DePaul University, within Lincoln Park neighborhood of Chicago. So we'll walk back through it, and then we'll head down to Armitage. And I'll try to respectfully just go through here and show people. I hear people are still inside these tents. I can hear people, even though it rained this morning. We had rains and storms have been going through the area. It's kind of an overcast 58-degree day. Is this streaming okay? Yeah, we'll just head right down through here. And yeah, graduations are off campus. It's affecting the graduations, I know. Some of them are being delayed and canceled. How you doing?
Hi.
I'm just walking through here. I live in the neighborhood, and I wanted to document this like a journalist, so I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. We do ask, it's in our community agreements, just try to get, not to get people's faces in
Yeah,
it,
I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no
I'm just gonna head through. I'm gonna go to Armitage. So thanks a lot. Thanks for saying hello. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
For filming these freedom of speech messages here. Yeah. See, Chicago for Gaza. Look at that. Yeah, I understand. You got to be respectful. I don't want to incriminate anybody or film their faces if they don't want to be filmed. Yeah, I understand that. There's the community guidelines right here. Look at that. So they got the, there we go. And yeah, so we'll get out of here. We documented it. I just wanted to show what was going on here. Yeah, see, people are risking their, and that's why, you know, filming people's faces is, I got to respect that, because people are risking their future careers. You know, like I said, this will go on your permanent record, all this stuff. It's real in the digital age. You got, you know, I know people protested in the 60s and 90s against apartheid and 80s and all that stuff. In the digital age, I mean, you know, and that's why what I do as a YouTuber, vlogger, I got to be respectful. If people don't want to be filmed, I got to be respectful of that, because I don't want it to haunt them for them just taking a stand. We all took stands when we were in college, and you know, I protested the Iraq War and all that stuff. So, you know, we didn't go to this length. You know, look at this. Yeah. So here we'll head right back down to Armitage. How you doing? Hey, thanks Lisa for putting the context there. Oh yeah, you know, it's the digital age is freaky. You know, cameras are everywhere. There's security cameras. DePaul itself has security cameras all over that quad there. You know, just like here in front of all the buildings. Classes are still going on. We saw people going to classes. I did hear people in those tents. There's people. I don't know if they're sleeping out overnight, and now that the weather's starting to warm up here. Yeah, she was cool about it. I fully expected to be confronted when I went through there. I'm surprised I made it that far without someone noticing, some outsider like me. Even though I live in the neighborhood here, I don't go to DePaul University. I'm in my 40s here, so I kind of stand out. I look either like a professor or a hippie or a hillbilly. I look like a hillbilly with a mullet. But here, we'll head straight down Seminary, and I'll walk you by. What time we got? 12:37. Yeah, we'll just head straight down Seminary. We might catch the edge of the actual church of the DePaul church there on Webster, and we'll head down towards Armitage. Halstead and Armitage. We'll try to get to Halstead and Armitage under the L tracks. Through, you know, it's further down there, and we might head down Sheffield. Yeah, we'll go to Webster to Sheffield, and then we'll go down to Armitage past the Old Town School of Folk Music there. And thanks for coming along there. I just want to document that, and not putting political yard signs in my comments there. I think you guys get it. Look at these look at these houses here, the heart of Lincoln Park here, and look at that. Yeah, and those students had to check me out. They want to make sure, number one, it's the same thing I deal with when I go out of train stations and people that don't want to be filmed. They want to find out, number one, am I the police? Number two, what am I with? You know, who do I represent? Why am I filming? And I'm just a independent YouTube vlogger here, like a journalist documenting things in reality. I'm not associated with any organization with an agenda other than my own personal agenda, just to not get accosted myself and wrongfully accused of doing something I don't intend to. I'm just trying to show the world as it is, not as we want it to be. These are complex issues. I think you guys are smart enough to understand that too. These things will continue. Imagine once we get to the convention, what might be transpiring then. Yeah, she was very respectful about it. I was it's very professional, and that's why my first inclination is usually when somebody comes with me, I don't initially start filming them, because I'm trying to scope out if they want to be filmed, and usually you find out really quickly. And if they do, I go back to filming, like we filmed James last night. He was cool, and he was like, I want to be on YouTube. I said, well, you're already on TikTok, and so we posted that. And the same with those people on the beach. They were waiting for me to walk by because they wanted to be on camera. They wanted to have their 15 seconds of fame there. Here, Western Seminary, Lincoln Park, biking down. Yeah, information overload. Sometimes, okay, so yeah, that's the dilemma of the modern age. Is we thought this world of the internet would lead to people being more informed, having more information, but it becomes so confusing that information can be manipulated. People can be preyed upon with information. Sometimes you can't decipher what information is true or false, and false narratives, fake news on all sides. And we all go down our rabbit holes and believe what we want to believe anyway. And sometimes, you know, if you seek out something just to reinforce your own misperceived notions, you'll find something that reinforces it, and it might not be correct, but you'll find something else, that somebody else that believes the same thing as you. And we're in the post-truth world now. Conspiracy theories go much further than the truth. Truth sometimes is boring. Sometimes the conspiracy theory is much more interesting and engaging, you know. And some people get off on creating conspiracy theories to manipulate people, especially if they can make money off of it or political power. And that's the world we live in. Here's DePaul. See, so here's those towers. That's the actual DePaul church all across the street. The L's going by. Look at the L going by here. See into the city here. And yeah, there's the original. Well, there was a church here before this. They rebuilt this around 1900. This is the namesake DePaul University church, and that's the seminary. The college kind of started here, and then it went north, and they've expanded it over the years into what it is now. And so look at these St. Vincent Rectory, St. Vincent DePaul Church here. Look how we got nice storefronts. Meyer Jeffrey Gillespie Architects. Strength Studio. Look at this beautiful, I think these buildings are actually older than this. Lies are easy. Yeah, truth is hard. I know. We can't handle the truth. That's what it is. Elisa, are there any encampments in Omaha near where I know you're involved with the universities there? And I know this is like a nationwide thing. I saw stuff in UCLA and New York City, of course, University of Chicago. I don't know if UIC has anything going on. Here we're at Sheffield and Webster. And see there's the 1875. I think this church is newer than that, but that's when this was founded here. And here's an old payphone. Here's an old payphone. It actually works. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. It's a relic of a payphone. There's no dial tone. But this should be put in a museum because they're all gone. And here, oh, I should have crossed the street here. Here's this Red Hot Chicken place. I got a gift card to this. I need to do a taste test. One time I was walking around here, and probably the guy that owns this, he gave me a gift card, so I want to try this out. Maybe I got it with me, but I don't have time to do it. Here's the Red Light Chicken. The Red Light Chicken here. This nice chicken shack here on Sheffield. Yeah, look at this. Smells great here. Look at that. They got a neon chicken there. Then you could stand out there. At least they got a place. Yeah, how's it going there? It's a nice place here. And we'll head down Sheffield. We'll go down to Armitage. I'll try it out. I'll go back when I have more time to spend there. I got stuff. I got to get back to home because I got more of the American Planning Conference to go to This afternoon I'm got virtual seminars I got to do for my credits and continuing education and all that stuff. I don't know what these trucks are doing. These trucks are lined up. I guess there's construction going on here. We're heading down Sheffield here. We'll head right down to Armitage. You can hear the L going behind us. There's the L going. Look between an alley. You can see the L going right through there. Not anywhere in Omaha. Okay, good. Yeah, I hopefully I'll be on TikTok tonight. I wasn't on TikTok this morning because the rain. It was rainy and windy, so I used it as an excuse to rest my feet. You know, I'm still going to try to do the Buckingham Fountain on Saturday. They're going to turn the Buckingham Fountain on Saturday, so if I can get a few days where I can rest my feet during the week, just like I missed that lunchtime live early in the week, it helps out for me to do a weekend thing. I'll have more energy for the weekend to get back downtown, and I'll see what Brandon's doing. If he's going to be around, we might stop by Brandon's place on the way back or not. It's only if he's available. He might have to work on the weekends. I don't know what his schedule is. He wanted to get together for Cinco de Mayo, but I didn't. I had other people in town I had to see, so there was just too much going on. These trucks are moving. Someone ditched a bike. Yeah, name codes when you make collect calls. Yeah, that's good. Look at the standing water. There's all this standing water here. It rained. We got some rain this morning. See, here's a bike. There's a bike. 2 bike lanes here on Dickens, even though it's a one-way street. There's the L tracks, so we'll go by the L tracks here when we get to Armitage. Here, I hear the L coming by here, so let's try to get the L train here. We'll get you a good view of it. There it is. There's the L going by. Yeah, Seeds of the City here. Welcome to Chicago. It's the red line heading north there. Red line heading north. These are nice row houses here too. This is right on Dickens. I've ridden the bike down here. It's kind of nice that they added these lanes. But hey, thanks for coming along with me. If you missed it, yeah, we went to the main quad there at DePaul, and you can check it out there in the reruns. I just wanted to document like a journalist, and people in the news media were surprised that they cleared out. It depends on the universities. The universities, like the University of Chicago, asked the police to clear it out, and it was confrontational. Same with UCLA and Columbia in New York City. Apparently, DePaul University has not asked the police to clear it out yet, which is interesting that the universities are using the police power to enforce their university standards there. I don't know. It's kind of interesting and controversial of how, you know, the look, that's a nice little side yard there, the stoop here. We're on Sheffield Street. We're heading down to Armitage. Once we get to Armitage, Armitage is a beautiful street there. It has these historic storefronts from the 1890s. Very well painted. We've gone down it before. Sometimes we get off on the Armitage stop there. Of course, the red, brown, and purple lines go through there. And yeah, it's a very slippery slope. Look at this nice building, this nice brick building here on Sheffield. Yeah, Sheffield goes all the way up to Wrigley Field. Of course, Sheffield is one of the streets, Sheffield and Waveland, that makes up the outfield of Wrigley Field, where the rooftop bleachers are. Here's Rowan, ear piercings. Hey, get your ears pierced right there. So here we're down to Armitage. This is nice commercial strip. I've ridden bikes through here several times too. You can get over to Cortlandt Avenue and connect with Bucktown and Wicker Park west of here. There's a nice Armitage Ale House. Armitage Ale House is right there, corner of Armitage and Sheffield. And this commercial strip goes for several blocks that way. We got 12:50, so I better start heading back to my place here. So we'll stay on this side of the street. What is this? The Art of Pure. They got all these boutique shops all along here. The Second Child. Look at this chiropractor. Look at these quaint little shops here. Welcome Spring. See, you got the garden apartments that are actually, some of them are businesses. Some of these are residential. The people live above the storefronts here. This nice commercial strip all along Armitage here. Here's Kincaid's. Kincaid's is a DePaul bar. I remember going to sports events at Kincaid's here. It's Spain with the bars along Webster. Here's a Taco Bell. I didn't realize there was a Taco Bell here. That's new. But here's the Armitage stop here. The Armitage stop on the Brown Line. This historic station here. Let's see if I can get out on the street here and film it a little bit. Yeah, look at that beautiful. Remember when there used to be Demon Dogs used to be here. There used to be a hot dog stand like right here. And when they redid this station, we lost Demon Dogs. It was a Chicago hot dog joint. Here, Chicago Mayfest. Okay, May 17th through 19th. So I'll mark this down. Chicago May Test, the Armitage Art Show. We'll try to check that out. Here comes the L coming through here. That was probably a red line since it didn't stop. The red line goes express and doesn't stop at Armitage, only the brown and purple lines. You see these storefronts here. There's a lot of boutique shops here. The quaint Lincoln Park shops here. The Shop Effect, the Art Effect. Nice. Yeah, if you want to get out of the downtown and go through a nice quaint shopping district, you can easily take the brown, purple, or red lines and get off at Armitage here. This is the beautiful storefront, the historic storefronts here along Armitage. Look at that. Look at the detail. They just don't build buildings like this anymore. The cornices and the window bays, how they're painted. You know, it's almost like something you'd see in San Francisco or something, but this is in Chicago. The Old Town School of Folk Music's right there. Yeah, the garden spaces, they got all those little nooks and crannies. You know, that's what makes it so charming and unique. These little spaces, these window bays, these little shops, very walkable. The Thai bar. Look, even like here. You got the little garden spots that go up the wall. You got the ivy. These little details go a long way. This old parking meter. These parking meters no longer used. They got the pay stations. You got to use your credit card and put the slip or get the app there. But you see how the train stops right there. Look, there's the train going through Armitage stop there in Lincoln Park. And here's the Old Town School of Folk Music. If you ever heard of the Old Town School of Folk Music, of course, there's a larger one up in Lincoln Square, north of here. There was an earlier iteration on North Avenue where Pete Seeger and Mahala Jackson played at. This is the second iteration here in Lincoln Park, the Old Town School of Folk Music, the Aldine building. Look how nice that looks. And then they have a larger facility up in Lincoln Square. It actually has a concert hall. You can sign up and take classes. People have learned to play the banjo, the mandolin. They'll hook you up with bands. See the L going by there. Look at this beautiful commercial strip here along Armitage. Let me get that blue bell tower there. Yeah, thanks for the information, Lisa. There, I'm missing stuff here. June 6th. Okay, good. So here, there's Kiehl's, Maison Parisienne, Gorgiana. There's Lush. This is Armitage. This Foxtrot's closed, so yeah, this is a closed Foxtrot. Of course, we lost all the Foxtrots and the Doms. Remember when we covered that? There, they got the. Here, we'll cross the street here, because how you doing? We'll see what's on this side of the street here. Maison Parisienne. Look at this. Yeah, I want to film this bakery. There, Jenny's Ice Cream's still there. The Foxtrot's closed. Here's the Maison Parisienne. Look at this beautiful baked goods. You can go in there and get your crepes and scones and everything. So here we'll head. Look at these beautiful buildings here. Let's see if this car's turning here. And how you doing? Lush. Look at it, smells great. It smells great. These handmade cosmetics. Look here, look in the window, how nice these soaps are. How you doing? Doing great. Aesop's Fables. Well, they got all kinds of, what is Aesop? Serena and Lily. Look, they're looking at me right there. They got all, look at his home decor. Warby Parker, of course, the eyeglasses. Benefit. Margaret O'Leary. Marine Layer. All these little boutique shops here. Lincoln Park, look at that. Hey, get your summer clothes here. Bonobos. There's Don Pez Tacos. What else we got here? Parachute, Outdoor Voices. There's a 3-story Walgreens. We went in there one time. We got level upstairs, ground floor, and there's a downstairs 3-level Walgreens. They made it fit in the storefront. Here's Parachute. Yeah, it's a beautiful neighborhood. That's why it's so nice to be able to walk through here. Look at this. Look at these just well-built buildings. And look at that turret on the side here. There's turrets, many turrets up and down. Originally, this was a German-American neighborhood, like in the 1800s. And then it became this commercial corridor as the Germans assimilated, just like the other ethnic enclaves, and moved out all different areas of the city. And then this went through areas of like somewhat decline, and then there was historic districts created in the 70s and 80s, and then it sparked the reinvestment and gentrification of this neighborhood. And then there was so many high-end mansions built in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. The real estate values just skyrocketed because the true historic buildings were complemented by all these new buildings that infilled the gaps, and it became a upscale urban neighborhood in Lincoln Park, right here in the city. And here we're at Halstead and Armitage. So if the person asking about Halstead and Armitage, we're at Halstead and Armitage here, and we'll catch this Schlitz sign. I wonder if this was a Schlitz Tide house. I don't know. We got some wind here. There's a Schlitz sign there. We'll film the Schlitz sign. Here's the corner of Armitage and Halstead here, Lincoln Park, Chicago. Yeah, we'll cross the street here. Oops. Yeah, they got this that Schlitz sign right there. So if you go down this way, you get down to the Steppenwolf Theater. We walk by that sometimes when we go to work, if I go down to Halstead. And yeah, there's some nice restaurants and Linea's down that way. And that'll connect with Clybourne and Halstead and North Avenue that way. We'll walk up and we'll film these storefronts across the way here on Halstead. It's the 10th oldest men's clothing store in the U.S., Cedartown, Georgia. That's great. Hey, that's good. They've been around for a while. Well, thanks for watching here. Thanks, Bob, for being on. Everybody else here, who am I missing here? Chris? Yeah, those corner turrets are nice. That's why we like filming these historic storefronts. I'm glad they're still used, you know, because so many small town America, they got storefronts like this. They're all sitting vacant. You know, we thought malls have problems. These old commercial storefront districts, all the suburbs and towns around Chicago have little, you know, that's the amazing thing about Chicago, all sides. You know, you think of Pilsen, Lincoln Park, West Town. This stuff goes on for blocks and blocks. You can go along Chicago Avenue all the way out the west side. They got blocks and blocks. The same with Halstead, all the way down to Bridgeport. We've been down in Bridgeport on Halstead and Bridgeport, and they got commercial storefronts like this for blocks and blocks and blocks. And same with on the north side here along Halstead, and that's what we're filming right here. 1924. Okay, where we at here? We're at 2028, so it's south. So it's south of there. You can look it up on Google Earth. I got to get back to work, so I'm not, you know me, I don't want to set a precedent of me taking requests for, you know, if I happen to walk past it, I'll show it, but I'm not going to go out of my way. It's just a block south. So if you would have told me when I was at Halstead and and Armitage. I might have ducked over there, but I'm not going to backtrack here. I got to get back to work. I'm on my lunch break here. I think people are understanding here. So if you just tune in, we're in Lincoln Park here. We cruised through DePaul University, checked out that tenant encampment. Look at that turret. Look at that one right there. We'll get up to that, and then we'll go right into Oz Park, and we'll start heading back to my place here. Yeah, this is a true walking neighborhood, you know, and that's why for me to have the true urban experience, like, I do not own a car, and that's why I choose to live in a neighborhood like this. Even though it's expensive, the money I save by not owning a car, I use on transit and other things, namely my housing costs and Halstead and Dickens. And yes, I got a driver's license. I can rent a car if I need to. Sometimes it's good to have a car, I know. But parking's always the issue. Insuring it, paying for parking everywhere you go. There might not be a parking spot. Congestion, you know, maintenance of the car. Car can get stolen or damaged. You know, you want to have off-street parking. If you got to park on the street, you got to move it for street cleaning. Any number of things, you know. And so positive, negatives, everything. We're back to where we started. Yeah, the turrets are nice. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for understanding. Yeah, you can look up. You know how to use Google Earth. You can type in an address, and they got the street view. And just like what I would be able to show you, they got. You can actually go back in time and look at the street view of most areas in the entire United States. And actually, they got several countries throughout the world. Google Earth's amazing. I can spend hours just virtually walking down streets, just like I'm doing here. There's actually people on TikTok that they'll do like Detroit. They'll do Chicago too. They'll go to like blighted areas of Chicago where there's empty blocks, and they'll show like the building that was there in 2007 before the Great Recession, and show how somebody was living in it. And then they'll show like in 2012 after it was abandoned, and then they'll show by 2015 it's tore down and now it's an empty lot. You know, and they'll show Detroit the same thing. How much of so much of our urban core and fabric has been lost. Here's the Sears Tower. See how that's the Lincoln Park High School. You can look to the skyline. We got little drops of rain, so the rains. I got to get home because the rain's starting to come back. We're getting a second round of rain here. Here's the ball diamonds in Oz Park here. But so what time we got? 1:02. So I'll get you up to the John Kearney statues. We won't see all of them because, of course, actually, if I go this way, we can do it. If I go this way, we can see. I'm sure all of you have probably seen these before. I show the Wizard of Oz statues here in Oz Park because John Kearney first did the Tin Man out of his, signature car bumper, chrome bumper parts. But then the other three, Dorothy, the Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow, are made out of bronze. And maybe someday they'll be the Wicked Witch and the Wizard and the Yellow Brick Road and everything. But right now they just got these statues, and they named it Oz Park because Frank Baum, he lived in Humboldt Park when he wrote those books in Chicago. But then he didn't stay here. These are the ball fields. They got a fencing there, so yeah, they got it fenced up because they're working on that park. There's some people playing basketball over here. This is Oz Park. Look, Cubs Charities. It's just like the little Cubs Park in Humboldt Park. They got the Diamond Project. So I guess the Cubs somehow help fund these scoreboards for these parks throughout the city. I don't know if the White Sox do the same thing too. Yeah, you see those puddles? I didn't think I was going to get through there. It's kind of swampy. They're playing basketball here. We'll go by this ball field. I would walk there, but they got fencing there, so we'll stick by the outside the ball field. Here, let me zoom in. They're playing basketball over here, so you got something to look at here. Yeah, have a nice pickup game in the middle of the day here. That's right. So here we'll head over to the John Kearney statues here. Oops. Hold on a second here. I'll zoom out the camera. There we go. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thanks for, yeah, you fed me that good information about the, I don't know if you're still on, you fed me that good information about the haunted story of the water tower. See, it's always something new we learn all the time. This is an old tree. Look at this. But here's the Dorothy statue. We're heading over to it. Here's Dorothy, this John Kearney statue made out of bronze. And we'll check her out here. And all this fencing, so yeah, there was a playground here made out of wood. It was AstroTurf tarp, and they a group of rats infested the underneath of that AstroTurf, so they just decided to dismantle the park, rip up all that AstroTurf, and they're reconstructed, and they're going to build a new playground here. This was the Dorothy's playground here near the Dorothy statue in Oz Park right here. There's Dorothy and Toto. She's got her red slippers on. Isn't that nice? Yeah, Oz Park, Chicago. So we'll head here. We'll head along Webster here. There it is. Dorothy's playground. Yeah, under construction here. I'll show you the we'll show you the progress here, so we'll keep you up to date as this thing progresses here. And hey, there was crazy tornadoes in Oklahoma. I didn't realize it affected Sarah's family. They had to shuttle for shelter, and I'm glad her loved ones are okay, but they had some storm damage. I know some of our friends in Michigan were dealing with tornadoes too, and they had tornadoes in Oklahoma. So all over the nation, people are dealing with tornadoes. So I'm glad Sarah's family was able to weather it out, but they lost some of their buildings, and it was really bad. She was sending me pictures of the damage, and it was really bad. So, but here's the Dorothy's playground in Oz Park. They're redoing it there. How you doing there? Under construction. It's great. Sounds good. Yeah, they're playing Johnny Cash. Ring of Fire. No, that's how I walk the line. That's how I walk the line. I gotta know my not Johnny Cash songs here. But here's the Emerald Garden. See, there's the hey Michael. Here's the Scarecrow. There's the Scarecrow right there. Okay, so I hit the mute there. Sorry for hitting the mute there. A lot of times when I zoom in, people know that I hit the mute. It's an idiosyncrasy of Streamlabs. They put the mute button right where I need to zoom in and out. And thanks for letting me know. But yeah, so you had an outbreak in Texas around Abilene. Yeah, that's probably what affected Oklahoma. The panhandle of Texas, Abilene, and Oklahoma got tornadoes, and it was really bad, and that affected Sarah in Oklahoma. There's Oz Park. Yeah, sorry about the volume there. I got it back here. Here's the Tin Man here. We've got the Tin Man Oz Park. So we'll end it here. Everybody have a great day here. Thanks for tuning in on the Lunch Bunch, and we'll see what people say in the comments there. Thanks for being so respectful and nice when we walk through DePaul University. I just wanted to document that since it's going on, and we'll see. Hopefully they won't clear it out like the other ones. And here's the Tin Man here in Oz Park. Have a great day, everybody. Yeah, cool walk. Thanks, everybody. Well, so I'll be on TikTok tonight, weather permitting. Everybody was looking for me this morning. It was raining this morning, so thanks for cutting me some slack. Have a great day there. We'll see everybody. And thanks for tuning in. Have a great day there. Happy Thursday. Thanks a lot for coming along.